I have been eyeballing this inflatable spray tent for over a year now, like almost 2 years. And finally, I decided, you know what? It's time. It's the spring. I need a spray tent. I have the one from Wagner, the large one, but it's just not big enough. If I'm spraying a long dresser and it doesn't fit all the way in the spray tent, then kind of what's the point? So we're in the spring. I really want to spray some furniture. I got my furniture in a shop and I would like some plainer, some more neutral pieces that I can spray with like a mineral paint in the shop. And I don't want to spray on my nice driveway. I have this like really big driveway and it's pretty nice. I don't want to get spray paint or paint all over it. And I don't want to do that on my back patio because it's stamped concrete and I've already kind of ruined it. I have to get it resealed. So I've been eyeballing this tent and eyeballing it for so long, really, really wanting it. And finally I reached out to Vevor and they sent it to me. I get a lot of emails to try out people's products or do a brand deal or a sponsored video. And most of the time I don't do them. And that's because if I don't really think that it's like relevant to the channel or unless I really, really, really want it, I'm going to use it all the time. Like if I think it's a good fit for my audience, then I'm going to do that deal. Otherwise, I don't. I pass a lot of them up. But this spray tent looks amazing, and I thought you might think so too. So, first thing you need to do is take the tent out of the bag, and then on each side, the front and the back, you need to unzip the zipper, and those are the doors.
So in this bag, we've got some stakes, some rope.
Here, I just take one of the little pieces of rope and I tie it to the D-ring. One side gets tied onto the D-ring and then the other side gets tied onto like a post or anything that's really heavy. And that's just to ensure that your tent doesn't fly away.
It says to tie this to the blower. Simple enough. So you just tie the rope first and then you tie the blower on. And then we plug it in, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's pretty easy. Got this. I got an extension cord. Okay.
And that was underwhelming. So after a few minutes, we were like, why isn't it blowing up? We realized that there were 2 zippers on each of the sides that we didn't zip up. So see, there's one of them on one side, and then there's another one on the other side. So we needed to zip up all the zippers. And then within about 2 seconds, the entire thing just blew up and just stood up. Very quickly we realized, okay, we have to put the stakes in right now because a gust of wind came. We actually did this on a pretty windy day, which was a huge mistake. A gust of wind came and that thing was off the ground. Thank God I had tied it because it was ready to go. It would have just went in the sky, like it would have left. So don't do this on a windy day for sure. And make sure that you stake it in. And here it is, all blown up. And of course, as you can see, I have a huge doom pile in my garage, which is one of the biggest reasons that I can't work in my garage because I really need to clean it out. And I need to refinish the garage. It's never been finished. It was built right before we moved into our house, but it hasn't been finished. So that'll be a project for, probably this summer. Now, here is the opening. This is where you would bring your furniture in, but we should have had like some kind of little step ladder or stool because you could actually fit a car in there. That's why it's so tall. You can drive your car in there, and if you're spray painting your car or your motorcycle, that's kind of what that's meant for. But on the other side, there's also another little door where you can walk in and out with ease. But I don't recommend it for putting your furniture in there. I would go through the bigger door because we did get a little stuck.
capture how big it is in here. You know, you could have a dance party. So you definitely have room to go around your furniture. I'm so excited about this. It was pretty easy to set up. Don't do it on a windy day.
There's this little black box on the top. I had no idea what it was until after we had already taken it down, and it's the air inlet. So you want to make sure that's open when you're spraying your furniture. I just didn't know.
You can go out either side, this side or this side, and it says to keep a razor with you or a knife. And if it's a real emergency and you can't get out, you're just gonna use your razor or your knife to cut a hole and get out. So.
And we brought the piece of furniture in this way, which I don't recommend doing. I would do it on the other side. It's just you need a little step stool or maybe tie a little rope or string to the zipper so you can open and close it because it's pretty tall. This whole thing is, I think it's 13 by 10 feet. The one thing I'll say is it got really, really hot in there. So you want to be cautious of that. I had my painting clothes on, and I think next time I'll be wearing like a tank top or something because it did get incredibly hot. And there's another hose on the other side. I think you can hook like a fan up or, I don't know, an air conditioner or something like that. So I'm thinking there's a way to make it a little bit cooler in there. Those black squares that you see on each side, those are a 3-layer filtration system. So when you have everything closed up, plus that, there's gonna be no particles, any of those like dangerous particles coming out. So whoever's on the outside, if this was in your garage, say, they're not gonna breathe in those fumes. And of course, to protect yourself, I have my RZ mask. It's the M3, which has those carbon filters. So just make sure that you always have your respirator mask on so you're not inhaling any of those vapors. Once I was done spraying, we took everything out, and then Joe went around, unzipped all 4 of the zippers. And right when you unzip it, the air starts to come out. So then all you do is hit the button and it deflates. You can also use the blower to deflate it. I just didn't know at the time. I didn't know until afterwards. It's kind of like an air mattress. If you've ever blown up an air mattress, you want to make sure that you're folding it really, really well, that you get all of the air out first, and it'll make it a lot easier to put back in the bag. And I highly recommend having 2 people for this job because the tent is so big. Now, my overall review of this tent is that it's amazing. I absolutely love it, and I know I'm going to be using it all the time. I think that it's just, if you like to do the paint spraying and you don't have a designated area, this would be perfect. You could even put it on top of the grass if you're going to do a piece for a little bit. I love it. I highly recommend it. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time.